Thank you, Madam President. We greet and thank the USG for Political and Peace-Building Affairs, Ms. Rosemary DiCarlo, the head of delegation of the EU to the United Nations, Mr. Stavros Lambrinidis, and the facilitator for the implementation of Resolution 2231 at the Security Council, Ambassador Samuel Osbogar. We've heard with interest and hope the announced intentions for a ceasefire between Israel and Iran. We believe that this possibility will be a valuable opportunity for reducing tensions and for creating room for dialogue and peace. We hope that this ceasefire will be the first step towards broader negotiations, which will lead to progress and lasting solutions and contribute to stability for the entire region. Panama takes note of the report introduced by the facilitator on the implementation of Resolution 2231, and we are grateful for his efforts in preparing the report. At the same time, we have carefully read the 19th report of the Secretary General, and we share his concern at the critical regional situation which currently surrounds the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action. We acknowledge the value of multilateral nuclear agreements and see them as essential pillars for international peace and security. The JCPOA was undoubtedly one of the greatest achievements of multilateralism in the field of non-proliferation. To take up this mechanism and to give it yet another chance is to reaffirm our commitment to diplomacy. We remained concerned at the fact that the provisions of Resolution 2231 will expire on the 18th of October of 2025, and despite that deadline, the goals both of the resolution and the plan have not yet been fully met. At the same time, we are concerned that IAEA verification and monitoring related to the JCPOA have been seriously impacted by Iran's non-compliance, as reported in the most recent report of the Director General of the IAEA. In this context, we reiterate that our position, based on the fundamental principles of Panama's foreign policy, is to give priority to strengthening the global non-proliferation regime, to ensure respect for that multilateral architecture, and to promote dialogue and diplomacy as a means for reducing tensions and strategic risks. However, we cannot ignore the most recent events, which have merely worsened the already fragile trust and has led to serious concerns about the Iranian nuclear program, as well as the issue of compliance with internationally agreed commitments. The IAEA has warned in its resolutions that attacks on nuclear facilities represent a significant risk because it could lead to the release of radioactive material. At this critical juncture, we appeal to Iran to allow the monitoring and verification of its facilities by the personnel of the IAEA. It is also essential to understand the magnitude and the scale of damage caused by the most recent attacks. We agree with the views expressed by the Director General of the IAEA, Rafael Grossi, and I quote, "Establishing the facts on the ground is a prerequisite for any agreement, and that can only be achieved through IAEA inspections," close quotes. At the same time, we urge Iran to comply fully with its commitments under the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, as well as the Safeguards Agreement and the provisions of Resolution 2231 by this Council, particularly given the possibility that enriched uranium has been moved without due IAEA supervision. We cannot allow a weakening in the non-proliferation architecture. That architecture has provided greatest guarantees for international stability and security and significantly reduced the risk of nuclear weapons